Hello, Spoons3on3 here. I've recently had a message from somebody that's a fellow follower that's following me on Twitter. Why have I got one written there? Just let me see what's going on here. And this person's been having trouble with their OBS Studio. They haven't been able to get it to work properly, and they want to obviously record captures on their PC of games and footage of what they want to do so they can get started. And one of their worries was this, where you first start up OBS Studio and it's recording your desktop, and then it records the 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 desktop, and then it records. Now that's just a standard paradox that you get if you face one mirror facing the other. I think I could bring that up on the screen to explain it actually. If I just put something like mirror paradox, it'll tell you. It's easy for me to explain because, like I say, I do all my videos on the fly. I don't investigate much. I do it off the top of my head and I'll correct myself later. But if I put, say, mirror paradox, bearing in mind that I've now stopped recording OBS on the desktop when I've gone online, it should record exactly what I'm doing now. Here we go. The mirror paradox, measure of doubt. Hang on a minute, this isn't what we're looking for. Bugger off! But it's exactly the same thing though as this image here. It's like a famous painting of said paradox, but it does exactly the same thing. If I put definition, I'll just click on that. I was going to type it, but it wants to do it for me. Ouch! There we go. Optics. Two mirrors facing each other. Physics stack. Right. I'm assuming that the two mirror surfaces are absolutely parallel. Alright. Anyway. It's not going to come up with the answer I want. Let's just put it into layman's terms, shall we? It's quite simple that way. If you face a mirror exactly parallel to another mirror and you have a decent light source so photons can enter or reflect from each mirror, then that mirror is going to pick up the reflection of the light coming from the opposite mirror, and it will literally just keep showing a mirror in the reflection of a mirror in a reflection of a mirror. And it's exactly the same way that, I know it can be explained in a more specific way than that, but I want to keep it simple. This is exactly the same thing as what OBS is doing. OBS is basically facing a desktop facing OBS. That's what it's doing. It's recording itself, and of course when it's recording itself, it's recording itself having to record itself, and on and on and on. Now it's not a problem. It won't harm the way that your OBS works at all. So you really don't need to worry about it, and you don't need to get rid of it. The reason I'm seeing that is because I'm recording on screen here. See, so I have my scenes here on the bottom left pane. I have one for just audio, so I record only audio with no video output. I have separate ones for different games. So I've got like one here for winning putt and game capture, some Steam games. Depending on what I'm recording, some of them have to have slightly different settings, or they just like to be recorded on their own. One of the worst ones is Lord of the Rings Online. That son of a bitch doesn't record properly at all. Every time I've recorded it, I've checked it, it's working well. I've gone back in to record the girth of the video, and it's screwed it. If I'd have carried on recording to start with, it would have been fine, but it didn't. GTA IV, because I do Pedro the Tickling Clown on GTA 4, that has to be recorded on its own. And Minecraft recorded on its own, but screen recording here, as I click back on it, is literally just recording the desktop. And when OBS is showing on the desktop, it will literally just record OBS, because that's what it's facing, see? And it just does the old mirror paradox, reflecting on and on and on and on and on. So I'll show that this is actually working properly, because what I'll do is I'll load up something. I'll load up something really simple. I won't even change the input. Let's just load up Roblox, for instance. Because it's recording my desktop, you'll see that there are. Now I've got a paradox of Roblox showing. But that's because OBS Studio can see OBS Studio. It's not going to do that once I'm recording the game. It'll stop. because it's not facing a recorder anymore, it's just recording the screen on its own. I mean, OBS basically, when it faces itself, is a mirror, and it's just mirroring itself. It's quite amazing how it works. I'm just loading up Roblox Play. I haven't loaded it for a while, and it's been a bit slow for some reason, but hey ho. So I've loaded up Roblox. If I click back on OBS, OBS is still recording, and now you can see that it's showing Roblox, but it will only show it like that when I've got OBS on the top pane. But once I click back on Roblox, there we go. Now, even though I can't see OBS, I know that it's only recording this screen and not more and more and more of it. So if I load something up like Lumber Tycoon, which I haven't been on for a while, but I mean, I love Lumber Tycoon. I've just had a bit of a rest from it. But let's quickly press play. And I'll show that this is recording fine, and that the other thing, it doesn't cause a problem at all. It records fine. But we'll have to go into the settings and show what settings I'm using. I don't always update my OBS, so my interface, it may be slightly different to the newer version you're using, but for me it works, so why change it, you know? I don't need to update something that works. Look at that, server 313. Wow. So yeah, I'll keep waiting for this. I think what I'll do is I'll just jump till it actually loads the game. Because this looks like a brand new server that's loading with 3 people in it, and I've just jumped in with them. That'll be while the money's at 20. I myself, while I'm waiting for this to load, did have a lot of trouble with OBS Studio myself. Lots of frame drops. Some games would record nice, other ones would just blip all over the place and drop frames, and sometimes even freeze, so it was only recording audio. So I had to do a bit of searching and a bit of educating myself on OBS, but once I got the hang of it, it works really, really well. You will get certain games that don't record as they should. That's generally due to the client that's running them. Say, Lord of the Rings, for instance, runs off its own little client. Oh, what's it called? I mean, I play it through Steam, but as soon as you click on the game, it loads up a different interface which connects to the server that it actually runs off of. Well, that seems to interfere with it a little bit. It slows it down. But there's all sorts of other games that use different interfaces, and other games that aren't run through things like Steam and that will run on their own. As long as you're signed in, it'll run on its own. And I don't have any trouble recording them at all. I can record quite a few things literally just using screen capture. And any other games that are being a pain in the arse, I set up separately. I will show more examples, and I'll show how mine's working. And hopefully, if I show enough, and I'll make sure you'll be able to pause the screen and read my settings and incorporate that into your own. Here we go. We're just loading in now. I'm going to load slot 1. Load slot. Okay. So, OBS is recording, and I'm now in Roblox. I've got the word working on my face because it's waiting to put my plot of land down. Someone there's got Builders Club. I've had Builders Club for a while. I need to redo it, but other way, because I have my house here. Select. Confirm. Hey, I've got my plot of land. Right, so I'm going to run over here. I'm going to quickly show you my Roblox house. Now, I have got so many videos of Roblox that some I need the audio sorting out of, and others I just haven't finished editing. There we go. So I've done so much to my house since the last time I even made a Roblox video, and my character's changed too, obviously. So you're going to see Roblox videos with an older version of me playing it. Oops. Because I've got a massive production area here and everything now, and saws and wood and outdoor toilet. But anyway, the game is working fine. It's recording fine. So let's come off this and have a look at my settings in OBS Studio, and then I'll show some other games. Oh my god, Spoon. Damn. Dank AF. How's he getting on it? me just quickly type to these people. Hi, I'm making an OBS Studio vid, so we'll be off in a sec. Whoops. This is it. Cool. They obviously like my house. Right, I got the sign out because we've got to carry on with this video, but you're not going to be able to steal my car, guys. Right, I'm going to leave the game now. I did message them, I wasn't horrible. Okay. That's the problem, if I don't blacklist people on there, they're going to keep jumping in my house and using my stuff, and it's rather annoying. So, if I click off Roblox, we're going back to our OBS Studio. Now, let's look at my settings. Okay. So I've got a bit of a cold. So if I click on my settings, like I said, your OBS Studio might look slightly different. I'm back recording the normal screen right now. And if I click on settings, my general settings, don't need to change these much. English, my theme is default. None of the boxes are checked here, apart from snap sources to the edge of the screen, snap sources to other sources, and source alignment snapping enabled. Snap sensitivity is 10.0, so you pause the screen, you'll be able to see those. Set yours to that if you need to. I don't bother using the streaming right now, it's not important. My output is important. Now I've got my output set to video bitrate 2400. My encoder is set to software times 264. My audio bitrate is 160. I have turned it up to 320 before, but there wasn't much of a difference. I've enabled advanced encoder settings, and I found that one of the main things that makes your videos run like absolute nutter poop on this is setting it to faster or below. It seems to just lag like hell. So I just leave mine on ultra fast. You know, it doesn't ruin the quality of my videos. It just encodes it the fastest way it can. It's supposed to degrade the quality of your videos, but you can see in my videos it doesn't degrade the quality of my videos enough to bother me. So make sure you set your encoder preset to ultra fast. It actually uses less of your CPU. My CPU is, you know, good enough, so it doesn't really need to use any more of it anyway. Nothing in the encoder settings. I've got my recording path to L, which is one of my hard drives, with a file I've made called Game Vids. You can make your own destination if you want. Just click Browse. That's just taking me to Game Vids, but if I go up from one, I'm in my backup hard drive on the computer. Just click and make a new folder. Name it what you want. Select it, and then that's where every time you record something, it will go there. Now, my generate file name without space is unchecked. My record quality is high quality, medium file size, and I record in a format of MP4. My encoder is the software times 264 low CPU preset, which increases the file size. Yes, it makes a bigger file size, but it records it better. So you can pause the screen, copy all that into your own, and hopefully that will help. Audio, sample rate 44.1 kilohertz. Channels, stereo. My speakers are via HD audio. My devices is, I haven't got, well, what are we doing? That's my sample rate is 44.1 kilohertz. My channels are stereo, 2 speakers. I have a desktop audio device, which is my speakers. That's where my main sound output is, through my main speakers. Desktop audio 2 is not connected right now. Now these are very important. Whichever you have selected on here is the audio that is going to record in your videos every time you record. So when we go to desktop audio device and just picks up your normal speakers, that's going to record all of the game sounds with the video capture when you're recording. If you want to record your voice like I do, then device 2 is not connected at the moment. That's that comes on when I'm using Raid Call and my brother's actually connected. It will actually record his voice while I'm recording the video as well. So that's why it's not connected at the moment, because it's not on. but I've also got my mic auxiliary audio device here set to microphone USB. The name of it's not important because the name is going to be specific to the device you're using. My device is identified by a USB universal serial bus plug and play sound device because I'm using a USB device to plug my microphone in. So this is how I'm recording my voice right now, because I have my mic put here for my auxiliary device set so it will record. So whatever you want to record, make sure it's set up right here and it will appear. Video, my base canvas is always 1920 by 1080, so I can get 1080p. The output scale outputs to 720. Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change. Yeah, I can't change anything here yet. I don't need to anyway, but it's because I'm recording it won't let me, which is, you know, makes sense. So yeah, my base is always, it records a base of 1920 by 1080 and outputs it by 1280 by 720. The downscale filter is set to bicubic, sharpen scaling 16 samples, and my common frames per second value is always 30. Don't push it. If it works, great, just leave it. Hotkeys, don't bother with it. Advanced, didn't really change anything in here either. I've just got process priority set to normal. My renderer is DirectX 3D11 because that's the latest DirectX that I'm using on here. I know there's 12, but I don't need that at the moment. And this is all just standard. I haven't changed any of this, it was already here. So we'll just quickly run down again. My general settings are English. I don't use stream, but if I did, you'd set it up through here, which would be Twitch or something. The most important thing is your output and your audio and your video settings. And once you've got all those set, like I said, you can pause the screen and make sure that you've got all that right. Once you've got all that set, you'll see that here I have my mic audio on, and you can see that going up and down because that's me talking. See? Desktop audio 2 will be when my brother's talking, and desktop audio will be any game sounds if I'm playing a game. Let me see if I can make that go up by just changing my volume on the computer. There you go, see? So you can see that's working fine. There we go. And of course, I have to set up you have to set up your sources for what you want to record it. It will, as standard, always record the screen. So if you're seeing this, that's fine, you can record from the screen. But there's other games I have on here. It's very easy. Let me see if I can just let me see if I go to games here. These are normally empty when you start, apart from screen. That's GTA 4. Now all you do is you literally just press plus on here, write whatever you want to call it, and put OK. But once you get to here, you actually have to find the source. So for me, I had to go onto the properties bar here and make sure that for the screen recorder, this is always set to capture any full screen application. But for anything else, you need to find it. So this is window GTA 4 exe. That's the extension file, the application for GTA 4. That's what I wanted to record. So I had to find that in there. exe is executable, that's what that means, so don't worry about that. I have multi-adapter capability, force scaling, and I always have my recording resolution at 1280 by 720. I capture the cursor and I use anti-cheat compatibility hook. So if I'm recording GTA 4, I've got to make sure that the window finds GTA 4. So come off of that, and if I select something else, say screen time, so I'm recording the screen, literally just capturing the display at 1080 with capturing the cursor. If I was to click off capture the cursor, you won't see the cursor in my videos, but back on, you can see my cursor. So not to worry, this is not a bug, this is just standard. It's just a standard mirror image paradox that also works in the digital world if it's recording itself. Let's look at some other game settings I have. That's just GTA. The forest, for instance, if I want to record the forest, I click on that first, it's highlighted. Then I click on the properties at the bottom. You can see that I have the forest exe here. Do not put capture full screen, any full screen application, because that will make it ignore all this and you don't want that. Executable name, it just has to match that executable, which always is the same, and nothing else is different. Just make sure that you find the actual program you want to record and make sure it's here. So let me see. Let me finish off by I'll quickly go to GTA 4 for instance. So I've got it set. I just named that games, but it's got games. GTA 4 is set. Hold it like this, and I've got to go and find it on my desktop. You won't see my desktop now because I've changed from screen. There we go. Here comes my screen back to games where I record GTA 4. But you will see GTA 4 pop up as soon as I click on it on the desktop. There it is. It'll probably mess me around because it's an old buggy piece of crap, but there we are. But as long as you use these settings, like I always do, just click play offline, yes. I don't have any problems anymore, apart from recording Lord of the Rings, because it's a pain in the ass to record. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's nothing to do with the actual recorder itself, it's to do with the application being a glitchy pain in the ass to record. So I'm just waiting for GTA 4 to load. Here we go. And hopefully my OBS Studio is now recording what I'm seeing on the screen here, which is GTA 4. I hope this video helps everybody out that's having problems with OBS, and hopefully you can get started and record your own videos. If you're unsure whether a game is capturing in OBS, I always just press the window key, which is between Control and Alt on your keyboard, and it will take you back, and you can see that in OBS it's showing the Start menu and Social Club, which is part of the application I'm running, which is GTA 4. So I know that's running okay. So I click back on GTA 4. I know it didn't show this back part, but it doesn't bother me. If I click Start here, it's going to be weird because I normally play this with a controller. It's going to load up GTA 4. Fat the yokel. There's Nico. Lonely Crane. I spent months and months modding this game and reinstalling it over and over and over because the amount of problems it had with running scripts and things. So, Nico, show yourself, my friend. Ah, there we go. So, at the moment it's set to Nico Bellic. He's just got a Molotov cocktail. Let's throw that on the floor here and burn things. Oh no, the cops are on me. Can't I do anything in my own fucking home? Damn it! So I'm probably going to get shot by the cops. I'm going to get in the car. I'm just going to try this. Oh. F. That was lucky. Camera set wrong. Hang on. I just crashed. Yeah! So I've just crashed my Lotus. I can get rid of the police because I have a mod to do that. There we go. Right. I can't zoom in and out of his face, which is annoying. So here we are. We're in GTA 4. And you can see that I've just pressed the Windows keys between Control and Alt. And you can still see Nico in game. So you know it's recording. And it's recording my voice. So. That is OBS Studio. And I hope that you can pause the video in the settings screens that I show and set yours up and actually get some functionality out of it, because it really does work. As long as you don't panic and you get the settings correct, it really does work well. And it's a free application. I'll just click back on GTA 4. It's probably going to have a problem because GTA 4 doesn't like being messed about with, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. That was a DirectX problem with GTA 4. That's nothing to do with OBS Studio. GTA 4 doesn't like you clicking in and out of it 1,000 times. I'd already done it once, so it will just have a fatal error. It's a glitchy program anyway. Can't believe they actually still run GTA 5 on the same bloody engine. But there we go. Yeah. So, I hope this helps you out. I hope you get some fun from OBS Studio. I'm just going to click back on screen here. There we go. And again, it's going to show me this paradox. But it really, really doesn't cause any problems. Do not worry. Even if you go on the internet, it will just record the internet. Grand eyes after Chinese slap tree. My bloody goodness. Cow stranded on island after New Zealand quake triggers landslides. Blimey. Right. Anyway, so I can even record the desktop. I can even record the internet without it being shown 1,000 times in smaller windows. It really won't harm it. This is just OBS recording OBS. So, whoops. Good luck on setting up your OBS Studio. I hope this video has helped you, and I hope to see some content from anybody that's having problems with this in the future. I will subscribe to you. Just don't forget to like and subscribe to me, the Spoons 313, 313 Games on YouTube. Just look out for my little happy smiley guy that says Spoons 313 as the logo, and you'll know you're clicking on the right one. There are a couple of other rogue ones that are really old that when I set my channel up did not appear to me, and I tried to make sure that I was the only one, but hey ho, you can't help that. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to me. I will do exactly the same for you on your YouTube channel. I always do. Any other questions or problems, just let me know. I'm always happy to help. I'm disabled, I'm stuck at home all the time, so it gives me things to do, keeps my brain going, which is good. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta! Just one thing I forgot to add at the end there. You may come across certain games that just will not record properly. So I'm going to keep... If I click on anything else, you end up with a black screen. So I'm going to put some screenshots of what I've been talking about in. But there's certain games that record properly when you find their source. But there are games that record properly, obviously, but there are certain ones that just don't like to record properly. Even if you set them up properly, they don't record. And when I get that problem, I just try and record the game by leaving my OBS set to screen, and 9 times out of 10 it'll record the game quite happily. But if you get on with just recording it by just using the screen capture, and then just go for that, really. I've just made that smaller myself by accident there. But yeah, if you have any problems, always try the option of just recording the game by recording the desktop screen and see if that works for you. I just wanted to pop that in on the end, so ta-ta!